What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. I hope you guys are doing great. I appreciate all the love, comments, likes, subscribing, all that stuff. You guys are rock. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be talking about these two new releases from Microtech. This is the Gen 3 Combat Troodon that was just released, and this is the Hera 2 that was just released. So both of these feature a lot of upgrades, updates, and changes. And the point of this video is to kind of cover what those are so that you know, in case you want to pick one of these up, what you may or may not be getting. I do got to say, man, I have always liked the Hera in terms of how this handle looks. And now that it's in the larger Hera 2, it is just outstanding. Really, really cool. So this is the normal Gen 3 Combat Troodon. Full production edition. This is what you're going to get if you order one. This Hera 2 is actually a signature series proof run. You can see right there, proof run, dated. So this one is a little bit different than your standard production Hera 2. It's got a few different changes to it, mostly just visual, right? I'll just cover those right now. Since we're talking about it, it does not have the Microtech claw logo on here. It is sterile. The normal production edition will have that engraved logo here. And then this has the more old school Glycon style clip, and it's missing the ball here, the silicone carbide ball. Other than that, that's the only differences that I'm aware of between the proof run and the regular production run. So what have they done? What have they done here? Really, we're just going to be talking about this Combat Troodon, as this is really a brand new model. It does have all of the internal upgrades and things like that. But let's talk about the Combat Troodon. So what have they done? They've actually increased the overall length without increasing the handle. So they were able to fit a little bit more blade into this handle than they did in the previous generation of Combat Troodon. And I'll be doing a comparison video between this and the old generation Combat Troodon so you can get a better idea of what exactly that looks like. But they did get a little more blade length, which is great. The blade steel on this is the M390 MK. It's what they've been using on all their manual knives. I'm not sure if they started doing autos in the MK. I don't recall actually seeing it marked as MK. Maybe it was, and they just didn't mark it. I'm not sure, but this has the M390 MK, kind of their Microtech proprietary blend of M390. Take that as you will. Instead of a white light laser engraving, now they're doing a deeper engraving into the aluminum, and looks like they are doing that prior to the anodization. So it's more of a engraved ghost logo instead of a bright white one. They have replaced the proprietary screws with Torx screws, as you can see right there. Some like it, some don't. Some miss kind of the unique custom look to the proprietary screws. And then some people really favor the ability to easily open and maintain their knife. I'm kind of split. I see both sides. The chassis has been redesigned a lot. They've changed the way all of this looks, right? This is a complete redesign of what this looks like, as well as the back here. The pocket clip is a big one. So previously, it had a external glass breaker that would screw on. Now it has an integrated glass breaker into this titanium housing here, and it has the Glycon style clip, which is reversible. So you can remove this and switch this around to the other side. It is completely ambidextrous. Now it has a titanium milled pocket clip with a silicone carbide ball in there, aka the beg ball. Used to be just a bent steel clip. It has what they're calling a crud cutter. There's a bug flying around my fingers there. Hey, bug, you're not allowed. What the? What's going on here? Where are these bugs coming from? It's like winter. Crud cutter. So there's little grooves in there. The idea is that any sort of debris that falls into this channel, sand, lint, whatever, will get stuck in there and won't gum up this action. Now, I've never really heard of that being an issue. I think most people, when they're concerned about the action getting gummed up, they're talking about the internal mechanism, not so much the slider. But maybe that does happen, and it's certainly an okay touch to throw that in there. So those are all the external upgrades that I'm aware of. The biggest upgrade is the new dual spring system inside. Now, I'm not sure what kind of magic witchcraft is in here, because this knife fires harder, but smoother and way easier than any other Microtechs that I've ever experienced. You can see I can close and open it with my index finger, just like that, which I could never do on a regular combat Troodon or any other Microtech OTF knife. Just couldn't do it. It was much harder. So, which is fine, but how they were able to reduce the effort to move this, but still have it fire as hard as it does, that's what's perplexing to me. I'm not sure exactly what they've done or how they've achieved that. I would like to open this up and kind of take a look inside and see what I can see. But that's the biggest difference, is the improvement in this firing mechanism. I don't believe Microtech has actually given it an official name. They're calling it like the dual spring actuation upgrade or something like that. But it is really, really nice. And honestly, I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer, because this really brings Microtech up to the next level in terms of quality, ease of use, and I think it's going to appeal to a lot more people. So that's it, guys. Those are all the upgrades I'm aware of on these new generation of knives. You're going to see this roll out, I assume, into many, many more models. There's a couple more that have just been announced that I'm assuming is going to have all of these same type upgrades in there. So really cool stuff. Check them out if you're into this. Maybe if you've not given Microtech a close look in a while, this might change your mind, because they've done a lot of cool stuff here. And I'm going to spend some time, I believe, kind of gathering my thoughts on Microtech and how I think this move is much bigger than it may seem, or at least there's more to these improvements than I think meets the eye, right? Yes, it's a good marketing tactic. Yes, they've improved stuff. Oh, the other thing, how did I miss this? Hope you're still listening, because one of the more impressive things is that they dropped the price of the Combat Troodon by almost $100. So you get all of these improvements, titanium, the new firing mechanism, new design, for less money than what they used to cost. And furthermore, the Hera 2 is not quite as, it's close, right? So this is less expensive than you would have seen Microtech roll out a full-size OTF over the past 5 years. So they're doing some major price adjusting with their releases, which I think is a very, very, very smart move. So let me know, do you find this appealing at all, these changes? Is this what you've been looking for? Have you been on the fence with Microtech and you're kind of like, man, I just don't know. Maybe if they made some improvements, I would be on board. Let me know down below if that's the case or if that's not the case. And until the next video, you guys take care. I'll talk to you later.